That may be the very last time I ever pressed that 30-second countdown. That music is just terrible. It's just awful, but it won't be the last time I say this intro. Folks, it's good to be back. It's another AEW Dynamite pre-show. You know, I'm always here. I'm Novi, and it's very good to see you all. We're coming off a hot revolution. We're coming off a great show, I would say. You know, maybe a smelly main event, but that doesn't take away from the show. We still had fun, right, guys? We still had a good time.
What main event you talking about? I don't know what main event you speaking of.
Hey, the only main event I know is Mariah May and Toni Storm. You know, it comes down to it. You know, Marcus, we maybe will address this later, but for now, if you guys think you're gonna like this stream, you can leave a like right now. You could drop a comment. You guys control where we go in this show. As always, you can talk about the wild card, which I've already seen some talk of. You could talk about anything Dynamite related. We're not running down the card. If you guys type it in chat, we'll talk about it. If not, that means you guys don't want to hear it. So we're not talking it. It is what it is. But of course, we have to introduce. We have a stacked lineup. We have the Dynamite review crew coming over to the pre-show. We're not reviewing it. We're previewing it. It's very different. Very different. But Rob, you're making your Novi channel debut. It is great to see you, brother. How are you doing?
Am I good? Is my mic okay? I literally just got my shit set up right before we got in.
You sound fine. You sound great.
All right.
You sound really good.
First, you sound really good. I'm just so excited to be on my very first Novi Dynamite preview. It's been a long time. We were supposed to do this last week, but of course, Novi almost died. I don't know what happened to Novi last week.
Many things happened.
We are back. we are back. We are back this week especially. You know what? I feel like doing it this week was especially perfect because we're coming off of what was an amazing AEW Revolution pay-per-view. Which barring the main event, that wasn't even on the show. That was like a dark match. But other than that, we are coming off an amazing AEW Revolution pay-per-view, and I'm very excited to talk about what might be the debut of Speedball Mike Bailey tonight. So,
ooh, baby, he's got a good person we think he might be working with. Marcus, this is not your first time on the channel, but it's your first time in a minute. Now that I think about it, it's been a little while since we've seen you around here. How you doing, brother?
Doing great. Like Ron said, we had a real good revolution. Once again, that show just doesn't miss. Well, the main event that happened, that was actually a dream, and that was 0 hour that didn't peak in my mind. That the entire pay-per-view was receiving critical acclaim, and nothing else happened after the cage match.
Yeah.
I
mean, my mind went blank after the cage match. Now I think about it, and like there was a section in there, like apparently there was like 4 people in the ring, and they were like tagging in and out and stuff like that. But I don't really remember none of that. it's just like it's like a blank spot in the pay-per-view. If you guys want to remind me in chat, you can. But I don't think either of you remember that part either. You know this.
Nah, not at all. I think I remember I remember watching the movie Baby Boy and Ving Rhames choked out Tyrese. I think that something like that happened to Christian. If I'm not mistaken, someone got to jog my memory on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. But of course, once again, it's great to see you all in chat. We have plenty of you here. If you guys are feeling so generous, you can leave a super chat as well. They're always turned on, but of course, not required. But what is basically a requirement? It's like it's not really a requirement, but just is expected at this point. Is Art Irony before the show, of course. 4:40 p.m. Looking at this international title tournament lineup is crazy because like pre-brain injury Shibata Speedball Hechicero would have been simply sexual in nature. I kind of wish there wasn't a 4-way in the second round. Am I alone in that? I'm not sure how you guys feel.
Yeah, I get it. I get why it's a 4-way because the pay-per-view is like a very short turnaround. So like we only got 3 weeks till Dynasty, so they couldn't really do a whole like tournament in totality. But yeah, 4-way's gonna be good. I'm not gonna be mad at it at all.
Yeah, no, I'm not like completely disappointed in the format in which they did it in. I think it will make for because AEW 4-ways are always great. So like even if like it's a little bit like wonky the way that they did it, we're still gonna end up getting great wrestling out of it, nonetheless. So
yeah, and a lot of the singles matches in the first round they look very, very good. I mean, we got one for Collision. Ricochet is going to be wrestling. I mean, we got some good stuff to look forward to. So I'm excited. There's definitely I have some choices for who I'd like to see advance in round 1. I'm sorry to tell you all, but the Orange Man is gonna have to stay in round 1. It is what it is. Big CMLL's got to go over. I mean, it's partnership. We appreciate you, Art Irony, as always. It's good to see you. I'm even doing better. I'm less sick now. I've stopped coughing the last couple of days. Knock on wood. But I'm getting through the days. We're doing well. Yes, I think the tournament's gonna look great. I think it's gonna be fun. JA, it's good to see you, Jay. Who do you guys think is a wild card speedball? I think we all are in agreement that
it's got to be speedball.
It's got to be speedball. There's no other option.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense for it to be literally anybody else. I can't think of anybody else that it could be, like any returning guy or whatever. And since it's the international championship, it only makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Plus you had those video packages running on a Collision and I think on Dynamite about speedball coming into the company, and then you got a wild card spot open on the first post pay-per-view. It's got to be him, right?
It just kind of the stars are aligning at the moment, I would say, and I think it's a great spot for him, really. And the match he's going to have is against Mortos, and that's one of the best bases in all of wrestling. So I think we can really get something great out of that. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. Rob, what do you think about that match if it's going to be Speedball and Mortos?
I think it's going to be fantastic because the bottom line is when it comes to Speedball and Luchadors, a few months ago we watched it on Twitch. Speedball versus Bandito, Speedball versus all these luchadors that he's ever gone up against on the independent circuit. He's never really had a bad match with a luchador. So I feel like if it's him versus Beast Mortals, like I said, I can't think of it being anyone else. Kyle Fletcher's not involved in this, right?
Nah, not right now. I don't think so.
Yeah, so I can't think of it being Kyle Fletcher because of course he just had like the cage match of his entire life. So it couldn't be him, and there's Bandito's stuck with it in the Jericho verse right now, and so it's just like I can't think of anybody else that it would be but Speedball Mike Bailey, and even if it is, like it should be nobody else because at what point do you debut Speedball?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because it's been talked about for like 2 months that he's supposed to be he's been supposed to show up for like 2 months now, and he hasn't shown up. So
you have packages running. You have a new pay-per-view cycle in now, so you don't have to worry about shoehorning him in while you're trying to build a show. So might as well. You don't have to put him in a giant spot. It's a 4-way. He doesn't have to get pinned. You have to have a crazy debut match with a really good wrestler on your TV. Boom, already.
That's how you're supposed to get Speedball over, man. He's not going to sit there and do the best character work of his life. I don't think. I mean, there's always a chance. But he's just a really cool wrestler. You want him to do really cool wrestling matches. That's how he's going to get popular. That's his role. So I think it's a great spot for him. Someone does bring up though the only issue there's one name actually that maybe we could maybe just kind of hope.
See the thing about Josh, I want Josh to be in the Don Callis family, bro. I don't want Josh to be. I don't know, man. I feel like Josh. I feel like I know everybody's indifferent on Josh, and he's not top 10 in the world like everybody tries to say he is. Like absolutely not. He's not. I don't even think he's like top 100 in the world. But acting as if I know 100 wrestlers currently, probably do. But even then, and still, I still don't like. I think that he should be coming in doing something interesting, and with Takeshita on his way to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I forgot who brought this up. I think it was remind me who I think it was Chris who had this idea. Since Takeshita is going over to New Japan anyway, I feel like Takeshita going over to New Japan and Josh Alexander kind of coming in and taking his place in the standing. I feel like he could. Don Callis is really good at making people. That's basically what I'm trying to say. People like to say that he's not really good at it. I mean, at first with this whole Takeshita Don Callis family thing, he was kind of like the centerpiece of it. But I mean, he had to establish it as the Don Callis family first. I feel like, which is why I didn't really get over at first. Everybody didn't really get over at first. But then when he tried kind of like laid back and let everybody take over, that's when it became the Don Callis family guys started to shine. So I feel like if they do the same thing with Josh Alexander, it could really work for Josh coming in to AEW.
He's not gonna like die on TV because if you just debut him on his own, like he's gonna run out of gas really, really quick. yes, he's a good wrestler, but there's not much else in comparison to the rest of the roster. So put him in the Cows family, where you give him some direction, you give him people around him, you take the Takeshita slot, either in a way where you pay off the whole case. Like, no, Don's gonna fuck you over the minute you lose that top, right, Takeshita? You can pay that part off, or you can have it be like when Vince was gone for a minute, and they had like that's Archer in the Cows for a minute. They had Roosh hanging around for a little while until people came back. Like, you can do either way. I would probably just turn on Takeshita and just replace him and call it a day.
I'd be down with that. He just needs a role, you know? Like, he can't just be a guy that wrestles. That's just not going to work. And
yeah, because AEW already has a lot of guys that wrestle.
Yeah, they have plenty of them. More than enough. So I would be fine giving him Don Callis' family role, and I would be fine with him replacing Takeshita. I think Takeshita's kind of there's a level that he's taken. I feel like it's maybe a good time to move on and try different things with him. You know, give him his own pathway, make his own way.
Yeah, the heel run ran its course to me because it ran its course with the International Championship, him doing the New Japan stuff. Now he's like beloved over there, so just have him just do his thing, come back as a giant babyface, and you're off and rolling.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. So I think that's enough, Josh Alexander. I think we found the perfect route for him. I think anything less, anything more, this is the way. Let's just leave it here. Josh Alexander, we'll see what you are, man. Test you. Anjan, of course he's got to come in here. Of course, Anjan attending Revolution. I'm a changed man after watching God perform live. I basked in the glory and fame of the Almighty Lord. We should all be grateful for him blessing us with his presence in this timeline.
Bro,
talk to him, man, Jay.
Talk to him.
Bro, Kenny Omega, man.
He's just the greatest. He's just the greatest to ever step between those ropes. I don't know.
Tyson Smith, you looked really good Sunday night. You so amazing, big bro. Well, all three of us are so fucked up about you, bro. I was struggling watching you on those Twitch streams from a jail cell when you was recovering from diverticulitis. And now you're back as an international champion. And the second you won the damn belt, the entire following Dynamite matches are literally built around who's going to wrestle you at the next pay-per-view. Show me what all four of you men are prepared to do when you have to step in the ring with God.
That's right. And Marcus, I would even go so far as to say that's world champ shit, son. That's world champ activity.
Amen. Amen.
I don't want to be the one to say it, but that's kind of beast.
I will. That's my champion. This is company. Y'all see him posting that belt with AEW right behind him in that camera shot. I ain't imagined the things now, am I?
That's the man. That's the guy right there. And I haven't gotten a chance to speak on Revolution, but fuck, that match was really fucking good with Takeshita.
I guess we could use. I mean, there's not really that much announced for Dynamite tonight, so I guess we could kind of use the preview to talk about Revolution.
Yeah.
Not like a formal review, because whoa, oh god, I guess we could kind of talk about the biggest things coming out of Revolution going into Dynamite.
Yeah, Kenny's going to be on the show tonight, so it's kind of worth. I think it's worth having a talk about him. You know, he's going to be with the International Championship after that match. You know, I mean, look, man, I told y'all beforehand on Twitter. I talked a lot about it. I was with Yubu. I was on the team. I said he needs to have this kind of match, and then he went out, had that kind of match, and it was fucking glorious. It was absolutely wonderful. His selling was tremendous. Takeshita looked like a fucking demon. That was one of the best Takeshita performances I've seen in a hot minute. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I love Takeshita, and I've seen some great stuff from him this year. But that was like levels. You know what I mean? There's
you know what it was? You know what it was, Novi?
Tell me.
It wasn't anything really different from what he's been doing in the past 6 months. Because he's been doing a lot of limb work in the past 6 months.
That's true.
You know what it was though? He didn't do pretentious arm work. He didn't do pretentious leg work. Zack Sabre Jr. He didn't sit there on an arm or a leg for like 15 minutes. He did his offense on Kenny Omega's midsection and intestines area, and in a way that like it didn't really that sounds crazy. Not gonna lie. Now that I kind of
he was all up in K's guts.
But he said he deep in his stomach. What
You
the
know, like,
hell?
I thought about it like
He's
after I
back.
said, I was like, yeah,
Can you
that was kind
breathe
of
through your
crazy.
nose?
I was like,
Slow.
yo, what? But with that being said, it's just like the way that he worked on Kenny. Like I said, he worked on the midsection, the area where he had the surgery. I feel like that was better than the limb segments because it didn't take too long, and it was like Kenny had a way of doing it his own way, and I think that was what was great about it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Marcus, you on the same boat? You think?
Bro, I thought on that one table spot where he just threw Kenny on it, like
Oh
on the
my
edges.
god,
I thought Kenny was gonna die.
that
Like
was
I
a
know he's
horrific
selling.
bump. Oh my
Yeah, I know he was
god.
gonna sell. He was gonna bump his ass off for it, and he just kind of came back and just did everything he was supposed to do. Takeshita was the conquering champion. He just pretty much beat the shit out of Kenny the entire match.
Mhm.
And then Kenny had his comeback spots. He picked his spots, and then when he finally had an opportunity, Takeshita finally got too big head. He just rolled his ass up.
Mhm.
Roll-ups were done correctly are very, very beautiful ways of telling an in-ring story, and that was one. Kenny used his veteran guile, his intelligence. Like he knew he wasn't going to beat him in a firefight, so he just said, "You know what? I'll have some quick bursts." It's like if you're a real boxing fan and this is like super duper old school. This is like Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler. Like he knew he wasn't going to beat him physically, so he just stole a bunch of rounds, but with a bunch of flurries. And then by the time it was over, judges gave it to him. This is kind of what Kenny did. Had his flurries, had his moments, picked his spot, took that title.
That's smart working. That's smart working right there. And the roll up too on that point. Roll up finishes are fine in my book, especially when you're telling the story that Kenny can't keep up with the physicality, so he's gonna have to find a way to outsmart him. That is smart fucking wrestling. That's good shit. The match was tremendous. And Jan, what a hell of a show to be there for, brother. What a hell of a show. I'm sure I've seen some chats down below. You're gonna have some conversations about what you saw last, I'm sure, but we'll get to it when we get to it. It's good to see you, Ryan, big man in the territory, as always. Rosho, good to see you, Rosho. We done with OC. Big Hedge got it.
Well,
Look, y'all, all love and respect to Orange Cassidy. He's been in this business for a long time, but he's been working for
A
this
long ass time. My bad.
a long while.
whoa.
He's been in the dub. He's been a loyal soldier, but he's got to stare at the lights, man. He's just gotta. It is what it is, I hate to be the guy to tell him, but you have to lay down for Hechicero. That's a better result of this first round, in my opinion. OC just lost the title match, by the way, and he's put in here. He should lose this bout. He should lose.
Yeah, no, I feel like, especially since the tournament is for the same championship, like you said, he just lost in a championship in a title match. I feel like I'm not gonna sit here and be like it's becoming redundant with OC because I don't think that's the case. I think it's just the fact that you got to start making OC look penetrable. And what I mean by that is he doesn't lose a lot, and I understand like him in AEW lore, but like what makes him right more liable to not lose a lot of matches than Will Ospreay or Kenny Omega, or you know what I mean? Like why does he get to not lose matches a lot of the time, and like these other guys who are like the gods of they lose matches. Kenny couldn't win a match for a minute. Remember, he lost it All In 2 years ago, and then he lost again at what fucking pay-per-view was that? He lost again at All Out, and then he lost again. So it's just like, and I know OC's like we just talked about him just losing, but I also feel like he doesn't have to win everything. Is basically what I'm trying to say. He held this belt for like a year and a half and won for basically like an entire year. So like, you know what I mean? I feel like some of the luchadors that come in like Echiseto and all of them, they can't just come into AEW and like look crazy all the time. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to make it seem like all they do is lose. But Echiseto, I feel like you could use this summer in the springtime to build some of the CMLL guys going into Forbidden Door, in the UK. So
yeah,
it's a it's like foresight with this. Like I know Orange Cassidy, he doesn't lose, and the only people he ever loses to are like legitimate main eventers in the company, which is kind of wild. Like I love him to death. He's a great upper mid card, but brother, you don't have to always beat everyone that's not named Kenny, Hangman, Will, Swerve, Takeshita. Like you can lose to a Mark Briscoe sometimes, my man.
Mm-hmm.
You can lose to Hector Cero. I'm not gonna be mad if he wins because I know he's going to. Like it is what it is. It would be nice to see Hector Cero win this because honestly, getting close to the prospect of a Hector Cero Kenny Omega match would be pretty fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
I would kind of like to see my dream not die, but I know the reality here.
Yeah, both matches would be cool too, to be fair. Like, OC hasn't had a singles match with Kenny. That would be cool at some point. But I feel like there's just so much more to gain with a Hechicero win than there is an OC one, especially he's been around this title for a long time. I think it's good to get him away from it by taking a big loss here, taking a little bit of a shocking loss. I see no issue with it. And Robbie make a great point. Forbidden Door is coming eventually, you know? It's not that far down the line. It'll be here sooner than you guys think and build someone up.
I feel like I don't know if some of you guys have like ever seen the actual shows because I've never used to like binge watch those shows when they would come on the network. They never really did a lot of them, but I feel like you could kind of treat it like a Worlds Collide kind of thing, or like Forbidden Door needs to like be treated like Global Wars, or because bro, during Global Wars or War of the Worlds builds in Ring of Honor, right? Like completely taken away from a WWE aspect. In Ring of Honor Global Wars or War of the Worlds builds, right? When they would know they would be having those super cards coming up pretty soon, they would have Ring of Honor and New Japan guys on Ring of Honor beating Ring of Honor guys. Even if they were like Ring of Honor mid-carders or lower mid-carders, they were still beating Ring of Honor mid-carders, upper mid-carders, lower mid-carders on weekly TVs. And it's just like, I feel like you could have some of these guys going into Forbidden Door be looked at as threats by the wider audience instead of the same shit you get every year, which is when this guy gets announced for Forbidden Door, who the fuck is this guy and why are we supposed to care? It's not what we hear 90% of the time. And we get offended as fans because we know who they are, but but I can kind of understand the other side of it, which is when people tell them to Google them, it's like when they show up on Dynamite, half the time, it's like they're losing or they barely show up on Dynamite half the time. So I feel like this year needs to be like, we need to build people going into Forbidden Door and make them look like threats to the AEW roster. Hey, bro, even if you want to do bro, remember when they first started bringing CMLL guys in and they did like a mini invasion angle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where like the guys were they did it with BCC and Volador and that was great. So it was just like, I feel like we could do more of that before and this time around, I don't think visa issues are stopping us from doing so.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you can have people like Mascara Dorada have a showcase match on Dynamite. You could have some of the Joshis from Stardom come over and just work all-star tags and stuff like that. Just get this audience a little more familiar with these people moving into Forbidden Door. We, again, like you said, we all know them, but there's a lot of people out there who don't. So it's good to kind of let these people get their time on the shows and get their showcase. And I'm sure you agree, Marcus, with that kind of sentiment.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you want these people to come in with, okay, you may not know who they are, but you see them wrestle on your TV and have the win and let them like showcase what they are. Like if you throw someone like say Saya Kamatani on a Dynamite one day, I would have her just beat the shit out of somebody or just have her win or do a tag with someone from Hate or her and Momo or somebody like that. And have them go over somebody. It doesn't have to be a super duper champ versus champ showcase on Dynamite. It doesn't have to be like that. But have them beat somebody with some credibility or have them beat someone that you somewhat know. You don't have to go in with 2 L's on TV going into these big matches that they have on the pay-per-views. No, that's just not great. And it kind of diminishes what you think of them as a star. Show people why they're stars.
Yeah.
Azumi Starlight Kid tag on Dynamite. That would go nuts.
That'd be great. Azumi's had moments on AEW too, and she was fantastic in them. And we did that. I remember they did an ROH Stardom showcase. That was a great showcase tag. It was fantastic.
She turned Tony into a wrestler again.
And she'll always get that credit from me. She always will. So I think, we should definitely build these people up heading into Forbidden Door. And I think tonight, Hechicero, I think that's a good opportunity to do so. Aaron, My eye bags look purple. This is true, but it's because of my lighting. It's not because I got hit in the eye. You know, just have
you
weird
look like
lighting.
Arthur Morgan.
Yeah, I literally just have, I don't know what it is. I think it's like my monitor. It's just the way it reflects. I look like I have a black eye at all times. Maybe I need more. I need one of the bright studio lights, maybe.
They say you look like late Red Dead Redemption 2 Arthur Morgan after the tuberculosis diagnosis.
I'm cooked. Give me 6 months. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the loss.
I hope you're honest, huh?
Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. And Jen, once again, my love for the main event peaked when I sang Metalingus with all the energy I had left. And then I wanted to launch my camera at Mox's head, but realized that it would be my loss. It's true. You might have gained something from it, but I mean, it feels like the loss would be bigger than what you would gain. Yeah, maybe we'll give the tiniest little bit of leeway here because there is another JA, the main event. The main event was very bad. It was very bad. It really sucks that coming out of the show, not even just about the match itself, that's what a lot of people are going to be left with, even though the show is just like overall fantastic. But you can't close a show like that, man. You just can't. It's tough out here. So yeah, that was tough. And also, we'll give a little bit of emotion to this too. Outrunners. Come on, man. Wrap it up. Wrap it up, y'all.
Go home, man. Please go home, man.
It is what it is. You know, you're all honor. That's what it is, you know?
They talk about they from the 1980s. Put their ass in a time machine and send their ass back.
Bro, that match too, if we're talking like pure match quality, that match was worse than the main event, like by far.
It was hot dog one.
That match was terrible. But you know, we all knew it was going to be. We could predict these things.
At least it was 8 minutes. Like, COVID, God.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Let's see here.
Bro. That match. Both of those matches. Yo, I'm more, you know what's crazy? I kind of expected what happened in the main event, even though it was dog shit. I expected. But the Outrunners, bro, this is y'all are so wrong for making Anthony Bowens get on Kenny Omega's internet and start being like, yeah, they did the same thing to us at All Out 2022. Yeah, the difference between you and them, Anthony Bowens, is you're good at what you do. You are good at wrestling. They are not.
Like, you don't have to lie like this, Anthony. We love you, bro. We don't have to just shoot for the Outrunners.
It was crazy. Man. Bro, the Acclaimed at that time were actually a good team. Like, they had good matches at the time.
Yeah, and it's just like, bro, and then it's just like, so then you got that aspect of it. You make Anthony Bowens go on Twitter and be like, yeah, they tried to do the same thing to us. And then, but then it's just like, bro, when have the Outrunners ever had bro, the Outrunners only had like one decent performance, and that was against Roosh and fucking the Beast Mortals. And even then, like, their performance was still subpar. But like, yo, Sunday night was just like Twilight Zone of like, what am I watching? And then they tried hard to get a hot tag. It failed miserably. Yo,
I got tripped up.
Listen,
oh,
Jesus
Christ. There are more reasons to put these people in the positions that you put them in than they were on ESPN. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if Aaron Solo gets on ESPN, my nigga. That does not mean Aaron Solo should get a fucking international championship match at Dynasty. So, no.
I definitely don't disagree. Outrunners, pretty bad.
Bro. Motherfuckers trying to get on me because I told people straight up. I told them the truth. They suck.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, well, no, they're not. Well, the people that are saying no, they're not, you are British wrestling fans who had Drew Parker in your bio. So I don't want to hear your fucking opinion about anything anymore the rest of my life.
Oh, it's a friend of the channel. Hold on now. I don't disagree, with the Outrunners talk. But, we're having fun out here. We're just talking talk,
I'm just come here to tell everybody what it is. The boys can't wrestle. They bona fide scrubs. Okay,
that's not wrong.
They have bad hot tags. Bro, that hot tag is so bad. It's in slow motion. It's slower than fucking DJ Screw. Like, that's how bad it is. Like,
Bro,
I can't do it.
It was so bad too, because as soon as he got in there for it, he tripped on the rope. And you're just like, oh man, this is just not going well. It's just over. You know,
It's like
there's no fixing this.
We're doing so well with this tag division too. You have to throw the outwards in.
Yeah.
For what?
They should have done Brian Cage and Lance Archer. They should have done that. It was obvious that they should have done that. But
there's only one way to salvage this, is that they should get absolutely slaughtered in a freaking like no DQ match against the Murder Machines, and then take them out of my life forever.
Hey, that's good booking right there. That's good booking. What could be good booking too is from you of Cat Dog versus By God Omega. It's always a chance. Always a chance. We could see old man Shibata in there grappling with Omega. I don't see no problems with that. Sounds pretty sweet.
Man. If they ever get to that, I'm looking at New Japan and sighing.
Bro.
Y'all can't clear my mans? Y'all still mad about that Wrestle Kingdom thing? That was a couple years ago. Look at him. He taking neck bumps now. We doing backdrop drivers. It's cool. The water's fine. Let him rock.
We're not letting him work Tanahashi just because my bad. He did something wrong a few years ago. Okay, man. It is what it is.
Hey, President Ace, you got me right. You gonna get him clear of them charges, right?
He'll do his thing. I have faith.
They're not gonna, bro. And it's so weird. It's so weird why New Japan just doesn't want, like, people in New Japan. And I understand Shibata almost died. Like, I'm not discounting that. But there's been people in New Japan that have had worse injuries that they let do more than Shibata, and it's just like, bro, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Like, I know what he did against Red Narita, right? Like, I know what he did, but I don't care, nigga.
Whoa. Oh, my fault, I didn't cut y'all, but AEW just dropped a little something. So Hobbs called on Hologram to team up and challenge a member of the Cal's family and a member of LFI in a tag match.
Who is that? What does that look like?
Oh, hold on.
Member?
They didn't say, but
who's the member? Hey. Who's the member of LFI, Marcus?
Is he allowed to come back on TV, Rob?
Bro, what's good with that, bro? Why does this nigga why does he keep getting kayfabe suspended?
I don't know. He's been doing shit. He hit a ref. He ain't seen his ass since.
Bro, it's because he's a real luchador.
To do that? Bro,
he's a real luchador, bro. It is what it is.
Bro, was he supposed to hit the referee or something? Like, that's
I would hope
why he got suspended.
Like, I'd really hope so.
I don't understand. Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, every time Rouge comes back, it's like, oh, well, actually, Rouge is gone again.
Yeah.
Hey, man, at least we get the better Munoz, brother.
Hands in the air.
Come on, man. Come on.
Hands in the air, man.
Hey, man.
Dragon Lee good.
Who that?
Yo, when Dragon Lee is main eventing WrestleManias, I don't want to hear this.
Even you couldn't hold that in, bro. Triple H gonna put that together, or what's going on?
Brother, he will not be booking that. You know damn well shit ain't gonna happen. He gonna be saying, brother,
no, when he's main eventing the second hour of a WrestleMania. All right.
Okay.
All right. When he's main eventing the second hour of a WrestleMania.
Rob, quick question, bro. You think it's gonna be a singles match, or he's gonna be in a tag? You know, with another.
Come on now.
Door in the business, you know what I mean?
Come on now.
I got a better spot. I got just a spot for him that just know Triple H is gonna be down for it.
Tell me about it.
Andre, a Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
I guess. Look. I don't think that's crazy. I don't think that's crazy. But the LFI needs a match, bro. Or the not the LFI, not the what are they called again? The fucking
the LWO.
The LWO. They need a match.
You know what they might do? They might. I hope he gets on the Mania card, bro, because they can't, bro. Meltzer, please, bro. Meltzer, do what you did to make Bruce book him the first time, big bro. Do what you did to make Bruce book him the first time, big bro. Just be like, damn. WWE said that they don't see Dragon Lee getting on the WrestleMania card, and that he's not worthy of getting on the WrestleMania card.
Hey, we'll see what Big Dave can do. I mean, begging for Big Dave to help you out is a little rough in the current spot, but you know.
They gotta go full PWG fit. Gotta rock the tie-dye hoodie, gotta have the microphone, maybe the dog in the camera, and just work his magic.
Look, it's good to see Paulie in the chat, because this is someone you definitely will not be seeing on the Self-Made Discord, because Rob doesn't even watch the show anneanymore, from what I hear. He'll never stream The Sopranos again. He just won't ever do it. Just never gonna stream The Sopranos ever again. It is what it is, man.
All right, guys, listen. You know what I'll do. I'm gonna set. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set a night that is Sopranos night on a weekly basis, and that's how we're gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we're gonna get Sopranos night officially organized, and we're gonna get it set up so that when we're in the Self-Made Discord, you know what night the Sopranos night is. Just like the match watch-alongs, we're gonna have a set night for the Sopranos watch-along. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all can choose to believe that if you choose. It's up to you. I'm not going to tell you whether to or not. But you know, Rob, what you're talking about here, the Self-Made Discord, it is in the description. Because I see Sons and Shadows saying I have a Discord. No, yeah. But they have a Discord, and it's a wonderful time in there. Sometimes I grab mics, so you know we're out there. It's linked in the description.
Yeah, bro. We pretty much quick cheap plug before we plug it at the end of the show. We just do anything in there, bro. Like we watched Revolution in there. You guys, we listened to Revolution in there. So if you guys you know what I'm saying, you guys want to hear audios to pay-per-views, make sure you guys join up. But
that's the place to be.
One thing that we did discuss in Self-Made, though, was the fallout, of course, of the Mariah May and Toni Storm stuff. Now, I was indifferent to this match main eventing the show, not because it's like a women's match and I don't think the women should be main eventing the show, but I just didn't want what happened to the main event to end up happening to this match. But seeing as how they went out there and did exactly what Cope and Mox should have done, I feel like if you would have put this in the main event of the show, I feel like if you would have put this in the main event of the fucking show, then it would have went over way more than what actually happened in the main event, and it would have made more sense. Going into this match, so I knew they were gonna. I didn't know exactly what they had planned for this match, but coming out of it, like y'all know me. If you know me, you know my Twitter account. I've been really indifferent on this feud for like a long time, because the segments at first to me, I was just like, bro, y'all gotta understand. When we and Marcus were doing like Dynamite watch-alongs, and was like, this shit was surrounded by MJF fucking devil lore. So It was like we'd come out of an MJF devil segment and go into fucking picture in picture, and it's Toni Storm doing the silent films and picture in picture, and I'm just like, yo, what is happening?
This is crazy.
It's a tough existence.
Yo, what? Like, but now, right? I'm still very indifferent on the feud. Like, don't know, because that stretch after Mariah May won the title was not good. So, but with that being said, this match was fantastic, bro. It was great, and I can't wait to see how they follow this up with Toni Storm on Dynamite.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was the best match on the show. I thought it was going to be a good match, but they completely shattered that expectation. They shattered the ceiling of what I thought this was. It was a genuine classic, and they did it all under 13 minutes. So I mean, that's credit to them, man. That's hard to do, and they did it. And I want to bring this up for you, Marcus, because I know I'm not gonna. Maybe I'll try to protect you a little bit on this broadcast, but there's a question to be raised after this, because it's the very end. We saw the end on the screens. Who do you think calls out Toni Storm on this week's Dynamite? There has to be someone. She's on the show. She'll be here.
She is. And I do remember that promo she cut on Dynamite after Australia. She was like, she did mention Chris Stat by name. She did mention Willow by name. Willow is booked in a match tonight.
True.
I think that probably leads to her being involved in the Megan Bain Penelope Ford stuff with Stat personally, but I would not be upset to make that a match for Dynasty. I genuinely wouldn't. Just have a kick-ass match. It's a 3-week build for this pay-per-view. Just have kick-ass matches on this show. You have 2 big main events or calendar matches on here. Just do fun shit, you know?
I don't know. I don't know if I feel like seeing Willow do anything involved with the World Championship unless she's winning.
I'm on the same boat as you, Rob. I think I don't want to see Willow around that title if she's not going to be the one to hold it. It's just I would think the match would be fantastic, genuinely, but Willow should not lose for that title anymore. It's not a spot for her.
It only needs to be a pure, unadulterated heel with that belt the next time that she challenges for that championship, and she has to win. Like, that's the thing, because she is your biggest babyface in the women's division by a country mile, not named Tony. Mm-hmm. And she has a genuine connection with everyone, and people just want to see her succeed. So seeing her win that title would be huge, and then her versus Tony would be a giant money match because those are your 2 biggest stars, or 2 of your biggest. But hold off on that for a minute, probably.
Yeah. It's a tough thing. Anjan says Athena or Aminata or Jamie. I think Jamie's probably still dealing with stuff because that was a pretty recent report. Queen would be great, but she's lost a lot. Me personally, thinking about it, I would fly someone in. I would fly someone in and let them have a good match on Dynasty. I don't know who you do. Someone from Stardom. I'd cook something up there. I don't know who's available right now. I don't know who's got stuff going on, but there's got to be someone you could let Tony have a good match with, you know? And this is, again, like you said, this is a short build. There's only 3 weeks. I think if you're going to do that, it's a good time to get some exposure for another international talent that could be featured on Forbidden Door.
Yeah, do that and then move on to like the big program she's going to have for Double or Nothing because you have a month and change for that. So just do something cool here and then we're on to Phoenix.
Yeah, I agree.
Somebody says Serena Deeb. Absolutely the fuck not.
Yeah, all love and respect. I'm good on that. I'm good.
I'm fine.
Yo, Serena Deeb getting please guys, you gotta. That's like the Outrunners. Come on, guys. Like, and she's a better wrestler than the Outrunners.
Yeah, she's better. She's definitely better than them. She's like by miles.
But with that being said, I think AEW is way past the time period in the era of 18-minute Serena Deeb grapple fuck matches, bro. Like,
bro, remember
unless it's like ZSJ, unless it's in a 10 to 15-minute vacuum, I'm not watching.
Bro, remember that program she had on the road to Double Up in 2022? They gave her real, actual mic time in front of the audience. Brother.
Yo, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Bro, it is what it is, man. Like, she's a good worker, but it's hard to be more than that when I don't think she's got any of the outside stuff done very well. I see some suggestions in here. Harley Cameron just had a match with Mercedes. I don't think it's a spot for her. Taya Valkyrie, fuck no. I think she's terrible. Genuine.
Riho would be nice.
She's in a fine spot. Riho would be fantastic. I know she might be a little cooked and she does a lot of Twitch streams. Sheeta, I could see that being all right. I wouldn't hate it. Thunder Rosa. I don't know about all that. I don't know.
I'm good with TT.
I don't know, man. It seems like Thunder Rosa is currently involved with Megan Bain and that right now. So
and Deanna already had a match with Tony and it was bad.
At least the dynamics will be correct this time.
Yeah, shout out Deanna, but not right now, bro.
Yeah, Marina, she's involved with Willow, and I don't know how. We don't know how good she is. She doesn't work at all, right?
She's not. I know Mox loves her, but she's not.
Good. If Marina Shafir challenges Tony Storm, I will set myself on fire.
I would say they did Thunder Rosa and Tony last year already in Dynasty.
Hey,
Nyla could work.
Now hold on.
Nyla could work.
That's not a bad idea.
Nyla's a good worker. Nyla Rose is a good worker, so I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah. And I'm not coming around on Sheeta. I saw the matches, you know.
Mako's still under WWE, technically under WWE contract.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, she wouldn't be.
She's still like technically under WWE contract.
That match should be great too.
Sky Blue, absolutely not, because that means
Sky Blue's still fucked. She posted about it not that long ago. Her ankle's still fucked. So yeah, there's a couple options in there. It's very difficult to see where this will go, but there's some options. Flying Mayu, yeah, what she got going on? We can Flying Mayu,
bro. Hikaru Shida really cooked. Well, not cooked on purpose, obviously. Really cooked the Sky Blue's ankle, and then she went home and cursed her and took all her aura and her magic away. She went home and did and did voodoo on what the fuck is her face? Hikaru Shida, and she hasn't been the same since.
It's
kind of crazy.
Tough scenes. And this is the last one I'll bring up. Rosho La Catalina beat Tony when she was away from AEW. Be fine with that. Cool with that. She was on Ring of Honor not that long ago, so maybe. Yeah, there's some options out there for sure. Anjan, once again, also there's a lot of chats. It's been a wonderful time. I'm glad to see everyone hanging out. Leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. We're gonna speed. We're gonna move at a faster pace. We're gonna take it up a notch. You know what I mean? It's always how these show goes. We yap it up and then we realize, hey, wait a minute. There's been a lot of chats. We gotta speed up. But we have to talk about Hangman Adam Page because his match versus MJF has kind of gotten buried under a show because it went on first. But fuck, that was I would say 2 or 3 favorite match on that show. It was just a classic.
It was a very good pay-per-view opener, and it had a lot of heat behind it. They both tried to kill each other in certain spots. That power job on the chair was insane. And I gotta talk about the Angels wings. You said Max to Hill on that show.
Oh my god, I thought Max was gonna die, bro. It was crazy. That's
real hate, bro.
It's his move, Marcus. It's his move.
Christopher Daniels, you contributed a lot of great things to this business. Bequeathing the Angels wings to Hangman Page will be one of your greatest contributions. We love you, bald man.
Yeah.
Salute.
Yeah. Rob, you like that match?
Yo.
Into that
Hangman versus MJF. Oh no, Hangman versus MJF was terrific, bro. I feel like they went out there. They didn't have a godly match but it's like it's the first match. It's clearly the first match of the feud. It's clearly the first thing that they had planned, and it's just like it was a beautiful setup for what might be a 2 or 3 match trilogy. I'm down with a trilogy actually, because I don't think Hangman's going to be around the AEW World Title scene for until like maybe during the summer, and I feel like Max is not going to be doing anything important for a long while. So I feel like we could get a dynasty and then a double or nothing match out of this. I would add because if you guys remember, where did this whole feud between them start? Where did everything between them start? Exactly, Marcus, at Double or Nothing. So them doing a trilogy where Max gets his win back at Dynasty, or even if Max loses a Dynasty, I feel like them going into Double or Nothing with this and ending it all in a big, stupid fucking plunder match. Maybe they could do a 3 Stages of Hell, but do it right this time. Something along those lines. I feel like them, but this feud should end where their feud technically first started taking place. Like I said, at the fuck is that place called? Double or Nothing. So
yeah. Plus, it was very clearly a setup for more stuff. And Jeff has a segment tonight. Again, Dynasty is a very, very quick turnaround from Revolution. So Heyman getting caught slipping at Dynasty from MJF, that probably be a good direction. And it's only step 1 in Heyman turning back babyface. This is just step 1.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
This isn't a thing where you just say, "Oh, he won against MJF. He's a good guy now." No, you gotta give him some more struggle, and then finally, when he just kills Max for good at Double or Nothing, that's when you really full-fledged go. All right, he's back.
Yeah, they're clearly putting a lot of care into this, and it's clearly a process, which I'm very happy about.
Yes.
And one thing I want to give credit to for this match as well, that I feel like is kind of flying under the radar. I know Joe Holbert said it first, so I have to give a shout out there. Maxwell Jacob Friedman put Hangman over the cleanest possible way. He got dominated in that match. He had to like use all his tricks to get around Hangman, but Hangman was in control the entire match. That was the best way to do things, and that was the thing too. Going in, he had to prove he was real. That was a moment where MJF got bested. He proved, man, he's not as real as Hangman Adam Page. He don't got it like him. So I feel like that's a way to play on things moving forward. I want to bring this up too real quick, because I think this is a way to develop N. It's always good to see N. Fletcher with the TNT title coming out of Revolution. That maybe that is his new direction. How we feeling, Rob?
I'm thinking. Well, originally the title that I wanted Fletcher to win originally when he started this whole run was the Ring of Honor World title. I felt like it should have been him instead of Chris fucking Jericho to take it off of what's his fucking face, Mark Briscoe. But I feel like he's way above the Ring of Honor World title now, and that's not the shit on Bandito, who's obviously going after it. I'm saying like he's on this feud with Will Ospreay has set him on a completely different level, and I would not be surprised if Fletcher is the next man in the Don Callis family to beat Kenny Omega. I wouldn't be surprised. Surprised because he listen. Even if Fletcher is sitting here lying, saying he's trying to do everything he possibly can to not be Will Ospreay, he's still going. He's subtly, subconsciously, still is going to do everything. His whole mindset should be, I'm not going to try to be you, but I'm going to do everything you did, but better than you did it. And so I feel like him going after Fletcher later on in the year. The Fletcher going after Omega, later on in the year and taking the title off of him. I feel like that would be great for Fletcher. I'm not really excited about this whole idea that everybody has of them going into All In and unifying the Continental International belts. Really? I'm a more of a fan of a brand split and separating those titles and making the Continental title a World Championship on Collision, and giving them a world championship, something to fight for on Collision like they did earlier in 2024. I loved that era, actually, where before Revolution, where it seemed like the Continental title was for Collision, and that was the Collision's world title, and that was what they were fighting for, and the world title was the Dynamite belt. But, I mean, even then, still, I feel like, or you could have, if Ospreay beats Omega for the belts, if he unifies him at fucking All In, then if you have Ospreay beat him later on this year, you could have Fletcher just beat Ospreay. But that's the thing about AEW that I really enjoy right now, is that as opposed to like last year or the year before, we have a lot of avenues to go with a lot of these things rather than what we actually got going on now, you know?
Yep.
So yeah, they set themselves up really well for down the line. All they gotta do is pick a direction and stick with it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good route to go. I think there's merit in both, but the fact that there is merit in both is good to finally hear, because there was a time where there was merit in nothing. So I'm happy to be at the place we're at. 3 Stacks, I want to bring this up. This is a fantastic, very timely question, because while I don't think that I'll be making a video this week, there will be a video next week about, if you had to pen from today, how would you book the AEW World Title scene for the rest of 2025? Well, don't worry. Next week, I'm going to tell you guys how to book it up until All In 2025. We'll have to run it.
We all got one simple answer. Sabax Hussein, we getting you that championship off of you soon.
Yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing. There's without a doubt.
Can we take this opportunity to start shitting on Mox now? I think this is the perfect opportunity
I'll let you
time
rock.
to start shitting on Mox now.
Go for it. Go for it.
I was gonna let you start off because this is your shit. I was gonna let you start off. I feel like this is the opportunity. I feel like this is the opportunity where we can start shitting on Mox when it comes to the world title scene. So,
hey man, Mox had a vision in mind when he started the Death Riders. He had a goal. He had a plan, and he got excited. And there was a time where you could tell he was looking forward to what was to come. Nowadays, I don't see anything from him. And it's not just because I don't like it. It's not just because I'm not a fan of the Death Riders or anything they've done really at its core for the last little bit when the world title's involved. It's just because I'm not seeing any passion for the game out of Jon Moxley anymore. And I think at the end of the day, it's become time to just pull the reins back. Tell him no more. No more. Because I know for a fact that they've heard all of us online. I know for a fact they've seen our tweets and they've seen all these different podcasts telling them that this shit sucks. But Sunday was a moment where you could hear the fans in the arena that paid for tickets not give a fuck about your main event. And that's a sign that you should do something different and that it's time to move on, more so than any tweet, more so than any podcast clip, more so than anything else, is when the fans in the arena don't care about your world title.
You pulled off all the bells and whistles imaginable with the Jay White run in, Christian trying to cash in the chip, and no one gave a shit. Like Coke was trying to do the spot where he tries to kill himself, or almost snaps his damn ankle in half. He does every big match. No one cared. The time anyone cared about anything that was going on was at the end of the damn show where Swerve just pulled a full fucking Batman and stomped about the damn sky.
Ooh. What an angle. What an angle. That was a great way to close the show. Out of anything, that was great. Rob, you have anything you want to say on Jonathan Moxley? Jonathan Good? Jonathan Paquette, maybe?
Good, huh?
Yeah, I told Marcus and the guys that's in the Wrestle Purists Discord. No, I think it was a self-made Discord or something. It was some group chat we were in the other day. I don't remember. But our chat we were in the other day, but I was just like, no, I think we were in self-made discussing this on Sunday night.
We were.
And I was just like, guys, if this is what Jon Moxley is hell-bent and set on doing, he's not willing to change, then I'm not gonna lie, bro. If he threatened to walk out if there was a pivot, I wouldn't care if he left. I genuinely wouldn't care if he left. And I know some people are scared of him going back to WWE. Let me just tell you right now, that's not going to happen. Moxley talks about WWE like some other people talk about a certain place from a certain era, and I'm not going to say it because we are on YouTube. But so Jon Moxley, you know what I'll say? Jon Moxley talks about WWE like a soldier talks about going to Afghanistan like 20, 30 years ago. That's how Jon Moxley, he talks about it like veterans talk about going to Nam and going like he hates that fucking place. And so it's like, so with that being said, that's not happening. But even then, what would you be afraid of if you went back to WWE?
Who cares?
Oh my God.
I got Ospreay.
I'm so afraid of Jon Moxley going back to WWE and doing Shield reunion number 406. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, okay. Like at the end of the day, bro, like, okay. But if this is but you guys got to understand, it will be a net positive for AEW because this is what he is hell bent and set on doing. He did not want to do anything else but this. He was literally like, I am going to leave unless I get to do this. So if that's the case, if you want to leave unless you get to do this, and this is not working, it's clearly not working. And if this is like I said, this is what you're hell bent and set on doing, you don't want to do anything else, then why would I keep him? Why would I keep him?
Like
exactly like Yuv just said. Oh, but they'll chant Tony fumbled, big bro. That's so scary. Yeah, and Ricky Starks is facing Rich Holland next week. I'm so sure I'm so fucking sure Tony Khan fumbled. Like we gotta stop being scared of some bro, because if Jon Moxley leaves, it'll suck, right? Because Jon Moxley is a really important piece of the beginning of AEW. But sometimes companies outgrow certain people, and I feel like AEW has gotten to the point with all the wrestlers that we've seen, with all the shit that we've seen on Sunday, not involving Jon Moxley, right? I feel like at this point in this stage in the game, we have outgrown the need for Jon Moxley if this is what he is hell bent and set on doing.
I don't disagree. And you know, one thing I want to say, Marcus, before you get your shit off. At the end of the day in wrestling, sometimes it just becomes time for a guy to leave the territory. It is what it is, man. Like, sometimes, like Rob said, the territory outgrows a wrestler. Sometimes the wrestler outgrows the territory. You just got to pack it up and try something new. Mox can go do all he wants to do somewhere else. That's fine. That's wrestling. It'll be okay, guys. I love Jon Moxley. I'll always love what he did for AEW. He was one of my favorite wrestlers in the world, like a few short years ago. But that doesn't mean that it's not time to pack it up.
Marcus. It's not even no. It's not even Suns and Shadows. I understand that. It's not even that he needs a break from TV. He is literally hell bent on doing this and nothing else. Nothing else interested him before he came back and started doing this bullshit. He did not. He was like, yo. He was like, yo. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really feel like doing anything else. And y'all heard it, bro. He's starting to leave. He was like, he asked for his release. He was like, yo, can I leave? They were like, no. So like, he was like, well, okay, I'm not coming back unless I can do this, and this. And it's just like, at the end of the day, we have newer stars, more heels in the company that are rising, that are being, and unless Jon Moxley turns this shit around, bro, and I'm just like, bro, I'm not, and Swerve has to win a dynasty because I can't take 3 more months of this. I can't take it, bro. I can't take Double or Nothing ending in this guy's gonna fight Jon Moxley. He's gonna try really, really hard, but at the end of the day, Jon Moxley escapes again, or the Death Riders fuck another heel again. I'm tired of it. You
can't have Mox. Mox can't beat all your baby faces. He can't continue to do that. And guess what? I've already said this multiple times. We're fucking done with Darby Allin, man. Darby Allin decided that he wanted to go do his Daredevil mountain climbing shit. So that means he's not gonna be world champion. It is what it is. You decided to go do this shit at this point when he could have had that belt right now. He could have been holding that championship right now, but he chose to climb that fucking mountain. And if that's your choice, then that's your choice. And we're gonna have to move on from that. Boo fucking who.
So my only thing about Darby, I love him to death. We all do as a wrestler, but he is not a guy you put your world championship on when you need stars more than ever at AEW. He's a guy you do it with when your business is already really hot and you can try the experiment. Well,
do you think WWE would have put the WWE fucking championship on The Miz during the Attitude Era or during the fucking 2000s? No. Do you know why they got away with putting it on The Miz? Do you know why they got away with putting and I'm not comparing Darby Allin to The Miz. Not comparing Darby Allin to The Miz, guys.
Good
clarification. I'm talking about, do you know why they were able to just put the WWE championship on The Miz and nobody gave a fuck? Because they were already popular enough to the point where they could just do that. They were already popular enough. You know why they gave Sheamus the WWE championship in his first fucking pay-per-view match on the main roster, in his first match on the main roster, let alone first pay-per-view match? Because they could just do that. Because they were popular enough to do that. Like when AEW was I'm not gonna say during the Dynamite era, like a little while, like during the 2022 era when CM Punk was going crazy and they were doing crazy business, I guess, not because of CM Punk, because that was never the case. But when they were doing crazy business, right? I would have understood it in 2022. But like AEW, I don't even give a fuck about ratings. But like AEW is at a point where they're just starting to fill up the buildings again. But it's still not enough to be like, okay, we can give the Darby the title now. In a year, if AEW's at its hottest and they can't be touched, then you put it on Darby. But it's like, fuck.
Yeah, then you try to, but bro,
you got to worry about if Darby Allin, will Darby Allin be alive? Let's go.
Will he make it? Is he gonna kill himself?
And people forget, bro, that's a genuine thing that could actually happen. That shit is no joke. Darby could not be living by All In. That it's like, it's morbid as fuck, and obviously we'd all absolutely hate to see that. But it is a possibility. That's the risk he's taking at the moment.
Yes,
that's honest.
And the reality,
go ahead, Marcus.
Like the reality is, sitting at home while you out here training for this damn mountain. Will Ospreay's electrifying the crowds every single night he's out there in every town we're in. He was getting the Ospreay chance. We were ice fucking cold. We're strictly.
You know how many people?
Hangman Page is still very popular. I don't even try to get with MJF before I even do all this at this point. Ricochet is the best heel you got going right now. Kyle Fletcher's on the way up. Like, you have real red hot options on your roster right now. You don't have to be like, well, we told Darby that we would try this. No, you don't have to be beholden to promises.
Do you understand how many people still to this day have not been able to bury their loved ones that climbed Mount Everest? How many bodies are sitting at the bottom of Mount Everest right now? And bro, if I was Tony Khan, I would have just been like, yo, it's cool if you want to go climb this mountain, but you can't do it under contract under me, nigga. You can't do that shit under me because I need you, bro. We got shit to do. We got business to attend to. When your contract is up or whenever you decide to retire and then you want to go climb that mountain, that's cool, bro. But we got business to attend to. See, last year, I wish we had last year. Last year, thank God for that bus. And who was it that broke his ankle? Was it Claudio? It was Claudio, right? Who broke his ankle?
He broke his Jay White match.
Thank God for Jay White and that fucking bus. Because if it wasn't for Jay White and that fucking bus, then we would have lost Darby Allin last year. Can we get another bus? But he lives. But he lives. But he lives. But he lives.
Can we get another bus? Is great.
Can we get another bus?
Hey, breaking news.
Please.
Kenny Omega will kick off Dynamite.
Oh. Jesus, guys, what the fuck just happened? I do also,
sorry.
Marcus. I want to continue on what you said too. There is a lot of great fucking wrestlers that are waiting in line for this title. Will Ospreay has to hold that title this year. For my money, Hangman Adam Page has to hold that world title this year. For my money, Kenny Omega wouldn't have to wait much longer than after this year. There's a lot of great wrestlers that are waiting in line, and you want to push them back for some shitty storyline that no one gives a fuck about. And that's even without mentioning Swerve fucking Strickland, who is still one of the hottest acts in the company, even after losing his title. Like, it just is what it is, man. The facts are the facts.
If you want to heal, I would sincerely think about Ricochet in this picture somewhere.
And I wouldn't fault you for that. I'm genuinely serious. You guys know how I feel about Ricochet. There was a time where he was not my favorite wrestler in the world. He's doing some of the best work in the fucking world right now. It is what it is. The facts are the facts, man. You just have to look at things objectively. And this is a great point too. Willow better be holding world title soon. We have to stop waiting on Willow. And she's on the show tonight. I think she's going to have a great match. I hope she's going to get this Marina storyline out the way sooner rather than later. But we have to stop letting these people wait and pushing them back. Will Ospreay and Willow Nightingale are your faces. They are the company. You have to stop making these people wait for storylines that people don't give a fuck about. It is what it is. That's objective fact. What's going on in here? We're talking talk.
we do our thing here.
What's going on in here? We're begging for a bus to save Darby Allin's life again. B, we're begging for John Moxley to get a fucking clue and to stop hanging out with Josh Barnett. See, this is what happens when you hang out with Josh Barnett. You start reading certain books, you start following certain pages, and then you start going in his gym and training and working out with him, and then you start getting certain beliefs about wrestling. And then you watch Romper Stompers, which gives you a whole nother belief system, and then one of your best friends in the entire world, in Roman Reigns, right, is over there running and listen. I'm a Roman Reigns stan. I love Roman Reigns, right? Roman Reigns could do no wrong. Objectively speaking, as a wrestling fan and not a Roman Reigns fan, you should not be copying everything Roman Reigns tried to do with the Bloodline storyline. You shouldn't be trying to copy all of that, 100% of it. And that's what I said a long time ago, Novi. I feel like Mox seen everything that Roman was doing and was like, yo, what if I did this? But worse. What if I did it my own way?
Because when the Bloodline was formed, you had the Usos there, you had the connection. They actually built up the Bloodline to be like, oh, this is why they're here. This is why they're following Roman. Why do these people have a reason to follow Mox? They have no real, genuine reason for it. They keep getting their asses beat.
Why is Pac following you, brother? Pac's followed no one in his whole life. And in the mid, the Lucha Bros dip. He's like, well, I guess I'm following Mox now.
Yeah, It's crazy.
Bro.
I don't get it.
Bro, then it's just like, you know why the Bloodline storyline works and why it was so successful for a lot of it? Because these people are actually family.
That's also true.
Actually family. They are actually family with a real story, with real stories to tell, with real stories that they have built in within their relationship because they are real family. Yeah. Why we still haven't gotten a real reason as to why Jon Moxley killed Bryan Danielson in kayfabe in the first place?
Yeah,
and why
also,
is Pac here?
Sami Zayn is family. Chill on that.
Oh,
Sami
yeah,
Zayn is part of the family.
He family.
Sami Zayn is family, bro. Sami Zayn, bro. Roman didn't even fuck with Sami at first, but then he made him laugh. So he was like, and he just made him laugh, and so Roman Reigns basically waved his hand, and Sami had, ooh, wow, I'm not doing that powers too. So technically, he's a part of the family now. So, but it's just like, dude, like, Jon Moxley, bro, you gotta we gotta do something about that, nigga. We gotta deal with that.
Like, why is really Yuta having existential crises every 5 weeks?
Bro, they're trying to make Wheeler Yuta the Sami Zayn of this thing.
Yo,
thing is,
y'all know how I feel about Wheeler Yuta. He's got a figure back there. He's a part of probably my favorite wrestling match I've ever watched in my life. So is Jon Moxley too. But guys, do you think Wheeler Yuta is going to be a main eventer? Fuck no. Stop giving him all this time.
Not in his current version. Not in this current version of Wheeler Yuta.
It's not gonna happen.
He'll have a TNT title run eventually.
Bro, they're trying. Like I said, they're trying to make it. First of all, Sami Callihan is obese now, and I love Sami Callihan, but Sami Callihan is obese now and shouldn't be on anybody's national television program.
We talk about the hacker.
The nigga running around built like me, bro. He should not be on anybody's national.
That's crazy.
He should not be on anybody's national television program. But Yuta, bro, they're trying to make Yuta the Sami Zayn of this. I was saying Sami is family, by the way. He said, "Oh yeah, he saved the Bloodline story. Did the Death Riders have a Sami Zayn to plug in there?" That's the thing, though. They're trying to make Wheeler Yuta the Sami Zayn of this, and the reason why it doesn't work is not even because of Wheeler Yuta's what he looks like, what he sounds like. It's not that. It's that he's not an established character within the verse of AEW. He's just like a guy that was with Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley that loses a lot.
Yeah,
Sami Zayn has several storylines within WWE that made Sami Zayn. So,
yeah, I agree.
But what do I know? I know. I like I said, like that guy that said yesterday, when if the white wrestlers are not Kenny Omega, I hate white wrestlers are bad. If they're not Swerve Strickland, black wrestlers are bad. And I am a Fed agent that hates AEW, wants AEW to die. And I own several WWE jumpsuits in my closet because I secretly work for the WWE.
Well,
I have heard that before, Rob. I actually have heard that before a couple times.
Trust me, if I work for WWE, you niggas would never hear from me again. No.
Rick Rob Featherstone.
Yeah, I'd be on. Nigga, you would see me on the Raw recap every week with that nigga with the weird smile and that other lady. I'd be on the Raw recap every week.
Yeah, Rob's gonna be the host of the Bump. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, so I thought the storyline with Andrew Schultz and Logan Paul was fantastic. I thought they did a really good. That would be me every week.
And you know what? Respect getting the check. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes you got. Get your check.
Y'all will catch me like MVP called R-Truth with jigging in the hall. I will be jigging in the hallway with R-Truth in front of Triple H every week.
We call him Sir Skip and Jump.
Yo, Rob, can you drop a 16 or something? Is that what they're gonna have you doing over there?
Absolutely. What I'm doing? I'm skipping and jumping every week, nigga. What? but nonetheless, I just feel like that's the literally the only problem with AEW right now is Jon Moxley in the current stage of where we are at.
And I think while we have this conversation a lot, it's worthwhile to talk about in the Revolution Fallout. So I hope you guys enjoyed our talk. I think we got a little emotional about it, but in a positive way, like in a nice constructive way. So I'm happy to bring you guys along for the ride on that. I see chat very active. This is something I want to bring up. This is one of the last chats I'll bring up. If you have anything else you guys want to talk about, do it now. We're going to get out of here. Kenny Omega's opening the show. We got to get out of here. Big Boom AJ world champion. Better than Mox. I mean,
Bro.
we can have this debate. We can have this debate. You know, you saw his punches. He throws good punches. You know,
saw that power boom? You seen that?
Hey, when he hits that power boom on Jon Moxley, we're gonna cry tears. It is what it is. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this show. It seems like you have. We had a lot of viewers in here. I'm hearing you guys are big draws over there. I do very much appreciate everyone hanging out. If you haven't already, make sure to leave a like and stick around because Rob, I know you got a lot going on. I know you have a lot to promote to these people. Tell everyone what you have going on.
Well, I was gonna do a Twitch stream last night, but of course, I feel I don't know what's been going on with my skull and brain today, but I feel a little woozy and a little weird as of recently. Not like I have a migraine or whatever, but I just feel kind of weird. So I will not be watching Dynamite on Twitch. However, I will be watching Dynamite right here in the self-made Discord, along with the boys, my Twitch mods, Seth and not Seth. Well, Seth was actually watching the stream, so he'd be a mod, but I'll be watching it with my mods Storm and Moose and Seth and the mods in the Discord, their mods in the Discord, and Tonk. So make sure you guys go watch it. We'll be doing another Feeling Mexican stream tonight, watching a bunch of stuff. No, we're not counter programming Novi by any means, guys. We're not counter programming Late Night Grin and them by any means. Okay, guys, we're not counter programming.
There's different flavors out there. Y'all can choose your flavor.
Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro.
We're a buffet,
bro. So if you guys really want to catch me watching or reacting, I won't be on camera, but if you guys want to catch me with my reactions and my thoughts on Dynamite, you can catch them there. Of course, I stream every day though, whether it's here or on Twitch. All three of us will be on the Dynamite review tomorrow.
True.
So make sure you guys go tap into that. Also, Tuesdays, I do the Raw review. Right now, I'm doing a current revolving door of co-hosts, but usually it's me and Ibu. Mondays worldwide. You guys know the usual recipe or schedule. And like I said, I stream on Twitch at SirPerograph literally every day. Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, obviously not tonight. Fridays for SmackDown, and sometimes on the weekends when there's pay-per-views. But yeah, so
hell yeah. 6 real quick. I love Kenny Omega. Don't we all? I mean, it's kind of a good comment to bring up. Shout out 6 Star, a regular on this channel, of course. Marcus, I know you love Kenny Omega too. Tell the people where they can find you.
Obviously, follow me on Twitter right there below my little tab. Marcus Davis 904. Y'all know where to find me. We'll be on Dynamite Review tomorrow, extolling the virtues of shoot name Tyson Smith, aka Kenny Omega, the God of Pro Wrestling. And I got a little bonus content for you.
Ooh.
I will be early Friday morning, Late Night Grin, watching the New Japan Cup
semifinals.
We put in the Late Night Grin, baby.
4 a.m. Eastern time. We will be live on the Late Night Grin watching the semifinals of the New Japan Cup. And if you guys want to watch Dynamite with me, Caden Lee, and Brainbuster, you can go do that as a part of the LNG Gold Discord. Any and all members have access to the channel now, so go check that out. We'll be watching along Dynamite. Definitely only audio. We're definitely not going to try to do anything else. We're only going to be commentating on the show as it happens. So just make sure to join us over there. And I'm seeing a lot of love for this panel. I'm seeing a lot of love for this little collection here. So you guys love this show. Once again, Dynamite review tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. EST. You can see us every week, and I'm sure I'll bring the fellas back together. Just a wonderful time here, and shout out to 6 Star once again for the rest of the year comment. I am working on my big rest of the year run. We're doing our thing, but I appreciate you all hanging out. If you haven't already, make sure to leave a like on your way out. Make sure to comment when the stream is over. Comment about anything. Comment about Speedball Mike Bailey. Comment about Kenny Omega. Comment why you hate Jon Moxley.
I have one thing to say.
One more thing? You want to close us out?
Mariah Man, Tony Storm, I'm sorry.
It's a good apology. Yeah,
I do apologize. I was very wrong. And
I didn't make any tweets about it, so I'm good. No apologies to be made here. But we do appreciate you guys hanging out once again. Much love, and I'll see you guys 6:30 p.m. EST next week for another pre-show.